But yeah, getting a little bit of an idea here. Sani is going to have to step up their game just a little bit more. Otherwise, this is not too far apart here.
Yeah, just that small dip in accuracy on Sani. Well, we obviously did not get to see Kevin play that warm up, so there's no real justification on saying that he might need to step it up if Kevin is also going to be around the same skill level. But if Indonesia holds a consistency of all the way around, it is definitely going to be a problem for the Philippines later on in the match. All right, and it looks like we're going to be going with our next warm-up is Anti the Euphoria Holic.
That's interesting. I've heard a song like this before, but it's not Anti the Euphoria Holic, it's just Anti the Holic. So this is definitely a little bit different to what I'm used to hearing.
Definitely sounds a lot more chaotic than the first warm-up we heard.
Definitely.
All right, in about 30 seconds, I'm assuming that's for a download.
Well, I mean, it's better than 5 minutes.
Oh, for sure, Deadbeat.
Also, hello, I'm here too.
Hi, Deadbeat.
Our lovely statistician here. Always keeping an eye on things for us. So what do you think about the potential for this match? Do you see it going to tiebreaker? I mean, you do have all the stats there just based off what we've seen through this entire tournament. My money's on this thing going all the way.
I've been wrong every single time I've guessed, so I'm just gonna stop trying.
Oh man, if you had told me that the Philippines Thailand match was going to go as far as it did, I wouldn't have believed you. At first, it looked like the Philippines had a guaranteed secured victory, so it really is any which way it can go. It does look like we're going to be getting into this warm up now, and this is Anti the Euphoria Holic tongue twister.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the Philippines Thailand one would go quite far, and it was like 5-1, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is the end. It's all over, and then nope.
Ooh, look at that SV usage at the beginning there.
Yeah, a little bit tricky at the start there. So Sani had a very rough start at the very beginning, but when the density got extremely heavy, Sani actually held on pretty well there. That could be an interesting thing to look out for. Yeah, Sani seems to be actually pretty respectable at heavy density patterns here. And that is actually quite interesting.
And now we have a full we have a full team roster going on this warm up, and you can see the scores going back and forth.
Yeah, Sani's start kind of putting a little bit of a hit on that percentage, but just looking overall performance-wise, I'd say that Sani's keeping up with, or would have been keeping up with Kevin if it wasn't for that intro.
Yeah, and I mean, Kevin had a little bit of a rocky start as well, managed to pull that back up around to the 96% mark, and that's definitely going to help their score, but this is really close.
Wow, Sani really building up a good combo there. Actually, same thing with the dots. And perhaps I was a little bit wrong about the underperformance of Sani. Maybe just a lack of familiarity with the map. And those are some really difficult chord patterns there, and Sani did not break combo. Oh boy, I'm a little bit more excited now. Those are some difficult bracket patterns, and yeah, Sani's actually holding quite well. Really good performance here, and this is actually much closer compared to the last warm-up, only about 10,000 points, and this is really cool to watch because this map is a little bit more technical, and based off of how it looks, it seems a bit more fitting in comparison to the rest of the map pool in terms of difficulty.
You are correct.
taking a quick look here. The map or the star rating on this is actually 6.77, so much more like what we might expect in this pool here.
Yeah, it does look on my end here as if the Philippines have managed to pull this back over in their favor on the warm-up.
Yeah, they've got it by about 7,000, and if gaps are going to be this close, I think we may see a couple more heart attacks, which is always great on the commentary side. Oh, this is very close. When the warm-ups are exciting, you know something good's going to happen. Ooh, this is...
Whoa. Yeah, the density in that's absolutely insane. And Sonny just going really... definitely need to rescind that underperforming thing. Sorry, my bad, man.
Absolutely.
Just blow me out the water. No problem there. I am totally cool with being incorrect.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one time where it is great to be wrong. This is a hell of a lot closer compared to the first warm-up. Ooh, the lead's going back and forth here. Got another 25% of the song here. Oh my god, the score gap is less than 1,000 points.
Oh, this is real.
Okay, yeah. This is going to be really interesting. I have a feeling that the Philippines can actually take a slightly different strategy in how they attack after the long note maps are exhausted, because it seems like all of their players are able to handle density pretty nicely. They can at least give the Indonesian team a run for their money.
This is still incredibly close right now. I mean, Sonny is just barely trailing behind, and if not for that rocky start at the beginning here, we would see a match with it constantly blinking back and forth here.
Wow, only 25,000 points separating there. And that was actually really, really nicely done overall by just about everybody, all S ranks, everybody above 96%, and really comparable scores throughout there. I mean, Fia and Arkwin going toe-to-toe, Kefin and Dadat's toe-to-toe, Neo and Sani pretty close, all within 10,000 points of one another, with the exception of the top scores. So, close scores all around.
Yeah, this one's going to be exciting. I'm already calling it here. We're about to get into our bands. I still feel like we might actually... I don't want to see the SV picks getting banned out, but it's almost... I feel like it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, expecting any different is pretty... It's pretty hard to want to say that...
Whoa!
Wow, an 82 just got trumped by a 96. See ya!
That is crazy.
See ya. Sorry if your 82 is pathetic. Arkwin, the god of the rolls. And unfortunately, if you have forced to make the first ban despite having an 82, and Dream and Attraction is going to be removed, and that is a little bit of information there for the Philippines that they are not, that Indonesia does not want to deal with those brutal maps. Dream and Attraction is one that's extremely forceful near the end. And EZFG, that would be Cloud, we're losing again. So one of the SV picks gone, but Demons is still intact.
Yeah, so Dream and Attraction being gone there. And, I mean, then Cloud. So we are seeing one SV gone, but as you said, there is an SV there. And if we're going to see another potential tiebreaker here, all the maps are going to be exhausted.
Yeah, very close to it for sure. All right, and now with the bans out of the way, the Philippines will be picking their first song of the match. How are they going to open up? Are they going to open up similarly to the last match where they went Ellen aggressive? Perhaps. We know that both teams are good with LNs. This is something that is statistically proven, both teams using a lot of longness to subdue the other team. So,
yeah,
if they want to go Cloud, here, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, Cloud saw a forever ban. I don't think we're going to see it at all.
Interestingly enough, both teams have banned this before. Indonesia banned it in their first match, and Philippines banned it in both of their matches.
Ooh, Philippines sending a very strong message here. They are saying we're going to go and we're going to go hard. They're opening it out with Win God Girl, which is a stamina chart, and this one does not let up.
They're going to open with that?
They're going to open with it. They want to put the pressure and stamina as quickly as possible. And see, this is actually an interesting overall tournament match meta strategy. One of the things that you learn to deal with when it comes to long notes, or one of the things you have to train for rather, is you have to work on your stamina when your hands are anchored down, because when you're doing patterns that are inverse heavy, where you're holding the keys constantly, it is almost as straining as doing outright streaming, because you have to just be really rigid in your motions to time your releases properly. So long note maps that are very heavy in density and go borderline inverse, they are extremely tiring as well. And this could be an interesting attack by the Philippines right here, saying, all right, we're going to go with this, and let's see if you want to still try to do those extremely painful LM maps against us. But in any case, here we go.
Yeah, this is a very different strategy than what we saw last night, as most of their bread and butter picks were right out of the gate. So changing that up and leaving those for secure points to possibility. I mean, that could be Indonesia actually seeing the Philippines match last night and kind of having an idea of what to do. But at the same time, starting with something stamina draining right off the bat and then going into something they're comfortable in might be considered a break for them. It really just depends.
So this was a Philippines pick. So yeah, they're gunning hard right out of the gates here. And this is actually another really important thing. We saw Sani in the warm-up doing very well with heavy density, and right now Sani is doing a good job as well here. Not the best of accuracy, but holding the combo very well. 3 Philippines players holding combo. Arquin Olivares and Sani dropping. We have 2 full combos on Indonesia versus 1 on the Philippines. Score gap already in favor of Indonesia, but not by much. These patterns are deceivingly tiring. You're constantly repeating notes after the 4-hit chords, so that kind of keeps your hand pressed down a little bit.
Yeah, the score is slightly flickering here, as it's incredibly close. It does look like out of the end of that section, though, the Philippines had it, but not for very long, as it flickered and then went right back over to Indonesia.
Yeah, I was seeing the dots doing really good holding onto the combo there. Arquin Olivares having some trouble holding combo. Same thing with Fia and Neo. Their percentages are starting to drop a little bit here. And the lead has actually tried to turn back over the Philippines. It's not going to be successful just yet, but there is almost no gap here. A single miss that doesn't result in a trade will cause the lead to shift over. And as we mentioned before this map started, this map is very unrelenting. The density stays high for a very good majority of the chart.
The Dot's really doing well with these dense sections. He will find a break there, but overall been playing these incredibly well.
Yeah, definitely doing a good job trying to keep the score gap, as much in their favor as they can. And the lead has actually flipped over to the Philippines right now. It's no score gap really building here. The misses are flying back and forth on both sides. And we get an idea of what the score gap is. It's 4,200 points halfway into the map. This is almost nothing. Extremely close. A little bit of a breather here, but not too much of a breather. Some of those alternating chord patterns are brackets on one hand. So you're basically doing a really, really complex pattern. Requires a lot of balance. And here we go. The streams amping up once again. Sani having a little bit of problem, but not breaking combo there. Quite a few 100s. And
very dangerous score flicker there.
Yeah. Here we go again. Just the streams unending. The Dots losing composure finally. Accuracy dropping just a little bit there. Sani having some trouble. Kevin and Fia, all 3 players on Indonesia are having trouble sustaining that combo, and the lead is growing for the Philippines, upwards of 10,000 points now.
Yeah, Dadot's really being a consistency god here for him, as those combos might not be getting into the thousands, but as you look at everyone as a whole, he is maintaining that combo for a little bit longer, and that is worth every bit of the point. But it is going to shift back over into Indonesia's favor here, as overall accuracy is kind of helping. Sani seeming to struggle a little bit at this part, dropping below 94%, while Kevin is still holding a very respectable 96%.
Yeah, Sani might be depleted in terms of stamina here, and this is bad timing. They've got 1/4 of the song to go here. There's not much in the way of the score gap for Indonesia, so massive drops could cause the lead to shift. And with the Dots doing as good as he is right now, holding that combo, that score gap can keep turning over as long as the Dots keeps bringing that combo up on these bursts here. But wow, now all of a sudden, Kevin Fire and Neo not really breaking combo all that much here, whereas the Philippines team are having a little bit of trouble, and the score gap is growing.
Yeah, it looks like Indonesia might be able to clinch this one out. They're holding a little bit more consistently than the Philippines here, and the Philippines really just having some problems near the end of this one.
Yeah, really not just having too much trouble. Hold on here, but oh, the score gap is closing just a little bit. There's still a little bit of stream. There's not too much time left, and that gap is closing up a little bit more. Philippines are trying to come back here. The score's going to turn over, and the Philippines are trying to fight it back. The score's flickering all over the place here. Oh, Indonesia's really holding on as best as they can. Neo suddenly trying to hold combo as best as they can. The score gap is so tiny. Oh, but Indonesia looking to take it. They're very close, and that is it. 10,000 points. Wow.
Yeah. That is absolutely small. That is a very close win. 10,000 points being the only deciding factor there. Sani having a little bit of problems near the end. Only player taking an A back with them. Everyone else taking that S rank. Arkwin, very respectable 95.33. Didats with a very impressive 97.21. Sani with a 93.18. And over on Indonesia's side, we see Fia with a 96.48, Kevin with a 95.11, and Neo with a 95.27.
Yeah, very good scores all around there. And almost immediately, without any hesitation there, Fia goes and picks Kakumese, which is one of the LN picks. So they're going to try to turn this around against the Philippines and make it a quick 2-0 here. Philippines need to react and strike back as quickly as possible. Double break points, what we're going to need here to keep this match just even momentum.
Yeah, Kakumese Osama Denson Dio is just a fun one.
Very, very nasty LNs throughout here. Just very heavy variance and pattern structure.
Kevin showing a little bit of worry here, saying they're not too confident, but Fia and Neo will carry.
Immediately regret my decision.
No, I know how that feels. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Missing top. We need wards.
Jeez. Whoa, super lag spike there. Arkwin having some massive lag there.
I'd just like to say I approve of the conversation that just happened. That just happened.
I'm still waiting for the song to get started here. I'm guessing Arkwin Oligarch is still having a little bit of trouble getting the ready up for some reason.
Okay, so I'd say Indonesia has a slight advantage on this one.
Yeah.
Last time they both played this already. Indonesia had stable 93, 98%. Philippines had 198 and 297s. So that's good news for Indonesia. Because if I remember correctly, they picked this, didn't they?
They did.
So yeah, this could be a good pick for them indeed.
Let's see if the statistics hold here and if Indonesia brings this to a 2-0, or if we will have a double breakpoint to open out this match. All 6 players hitting that opening trill, though Fia messing up the chord right after that. Whoops. The denser streams here, getting away from the long notes for just a little bit of time there. Neo finding a drop. Arkwin and Sani holding 99%. We got 2 99s on each side here. So we have 3 99s in the Philippines. Sani's 99 disappearing, and the Dot's taking a bit of a severe drop there. Now only 199 against 2 99s on Indonesia's side. Very tiny score lead for them.
I'm actually wondering if just finishing playing Wind God Girl would affect them playing this a bit though.
This map is pretty demanding with its LM placement. Your hands do have to get anchored for a little while for some of these patterns, so it has a little bit of a stamina component to it as well. Indonesia trying to run away with this right now. They got about 10,000 points into it, and no sign of stopping here. All the 3 players seem to be doing a good job at least trying to hold that combo together. 299s remaining here. 1 on Indonesia, 1 on Philippines. Losing that 99 with that drop there, Arkwin dropping again, Kevin as well, and the lead has not changed all that much. It's about 20,000 points now, and we're halfway into the song. Philippines are really trying to gun it down here. The Dots with a huge combo growing there. Sani with a drop, but the Dots still keeping it going. Lead is still holding solid for Indonesia because Fia is also getting a very large combo there, breaking the 2,000 count. The Dots and Fia both missing at the same spot there. Neo making a drop. Kevin trying to build another combo. That lead has amassed to about 45,000 points. Now we get onto the full-on inverse patterns here, just coming in and out. Arkwin is struggling to hold combo there. Sani with yet another drop. The Dot's trying to do the best that he can to hold combo, but it is no use between Faya and Neil, both at 1,000 plus.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the Philippines here, as Indonesia is actually managing to create quite a score gap between the two.
Fia absolutely manhandling some of these patterns here. 1,600 combo and going, finding yet another drop, but still above 99%, at least at the moment. And Neo also breaking that 99% barrier, dropping for just a moment, ending taking a rather big drop. But in any case, they will win this by 62,000 points.
Yeah, that one was a little bit more decisive than our 10,000 point battle we saw beforehand. Philippines still not out of this, though. There's still quite a few picks that they can use. Very smart play on Indonesia's side, though. They managed to break that point, and then they went right with something they were familiar with.
Fia telling the Philippines team, eat noodles. Boom.
Indonesia actually got better accuracy that time.
Yeah, their average looks very, very good. Their average accuracy on this is somewhere along the lines of about 98.5 as a whole team, which is definitely higher than the first time they did it.
Yeah, because that's in their 98.41 now, 98.75, 98.11, 98.10, 98.42, 98.63.
Yeah, so improvements across the board, and certainly helping to create that sizable score gap.
Yeah, this one is going to be very interesting here, as Philippines fought very hard yesterday. And will we possibly see another comeback from them this time? Ooh! And we're going with Memory of Reborn right out of the gate, one of the other long note picks that are available in the pool. This should be really interesting.
Yeah, this is a little bit more technical. It's also a little bit more stamina draining as well. So yet again, not quite as aggressive in the way of picks as I would have expected here.
Interesting how Philippines are picking what Thailand picked last match.
Yeah, that they are. That's right. They didn't pick this yesterday. Or yeah, it was yesterday. They didn't pick this.
They didn't pick Wouldn't go to girl either.
Goodness.
All right, and we are about to get this one underway, guys. definitely get that support out for both the teams. If you want to see Indonesia take a third point, give your energy to Indonesia. And if you want to see Philippines pull back and break a point and get on the board, definitely shout out to the Philippines.
Yes, yes. Give them your support. Song number 3 here out of a possible 11. Memoria Reborn, Reincarnation difficulty picked. This is picked by the Philippines. So here we go. Patterns are so strange looking to me. And giving the Philippines team a little bit of issues there. Virus actually having some problems with the transitions there. And right now, the Indonesian team has about a 21,000 point lead. Kevin doing very weak, but Virus also somewhat in a similar boat here.
It's kind of weird to see Arkwin having troubles after yesterday's spectacular performance.
Arkwin picked a very timely moment to transcend.
I think he'll need some time to get back up to there.
In terms of pure accuracy on sections that are trivial, Philippines has a little bit of an advantage with regards to rainbow ratio. They seem to also have better hit distribution.
Yeah, it gets really dense into this next section here. And we see Dadots and Arkwin having a little bit of a problem. Sani really shining on this dense section, managing to keep their combo up. They did drop, but that combo is rising while everyone else is seeming to have problems here. Sani will find a break now, but a 400 combo gain, while no one else was able to keep it over 100, is definitely going to help the Philippines out.
Heads up, Kevin's life bar having a little bit of issue coming there. The HP drain's not that high on this map, but it is high enough to where you could fail out. Well, the ending is rather trivial, so mostly just looking for severe damage and score here above anything. Arkwin actually had a lot of trouble coming into that section, and unfortunately, when you have a section as dense as that one is, it's extremely hard to come back. Arkwin struggling so badly on this map compared to other things here. He's fighting just to keep the A rank.
He did manage to get a little bit of composure here as the Rainbow 300 starts to trickle back in on his side. But I think the damage might have already been done. We do have quite a bit of map here still left, and there is potential to see upset. Sani holding a very impressive 1,000 combo at the moment. Dadot's getting very close to that section as well. But Kevin and Neo and Fia all holding around the same amount. Neo being the first to hit into the 1,000 mark on the Indonesia side, just getting them more and more lead.
Rainbow accuracy is playing a little bit of a factor here. That was about 31,000 points when it was coming in, shrank to just under 30,000 at the start of the section here. Arkwin coming into this section a little bit better, and Sani's combo ability is helping a little bit here, and the score gap is trying to cut down. Kevin dropping a couple of times there. The score gap's not closing quite as quickly as you'd expect it to be closing. They're running out of time here. The density does disappear here, and the density's all but gone now.
Fia finding another drop, but I don't think that's going to be enough. If Neo and Kevin can hold and maintain, they might have this one in the bag as well.
Release timing is really, really important here, and that gap is actually shrinking ever so slowly because the Philippines have better accuracy. Not going to be enough time, I think, to turn it around. It's going to be just short.
Just barely short. These are very close matches. I mean, Indonesia has managed to secure a third point, making this 3-0 in the favor of Indonesia. But these matches are not one-sided by any means. Easily a single drop in any of these dense sections could have lost Indonesia that match. Unfortunately, Arkwin having a lot of problems in that earlier section, dropping his accuracy below. And you could even see it in the replay bar, that little just tank he had there. And that might have been what cost him that victory.
Yeah. And yeah, Indonesia immediately just picking and printing, not even hesitating on the pick whatsoever. They're just getting right into it. So Now Indonesia's deciding to turn the tables on the Philippines and going aggressively on the long note picks here.
They're hitting them hard and hitting them fast. And that is not a very bad strategy.
I'm not so sure about that one. Philippines opened with this yesterday.
That is true. But I mean, Indonesia has built quite a buffer for themselves too. I mean, so they can take a little bit of risk and try to play something that the Philippines might be a little bit better at. But it does look like we're not seeing as crazy of an awesome performance as we saw from Arkwin yesterday. Sani Sani really picking up for the Philippines, and Didots being just about as consistent as he was yesterday.
It's funny seeing the client pause and just seeing that nice little 7-note sweep right at the beginning.
I feel you.
Both Fire and Neo taking a rather large drops at the beginning there, and Philippines off to a pretty early lead.
Oh wow. I was just taking a quick look at the actual overall accuracy between both these teams. There is a full percent accuracy in favor of the Philippines.
In favor of the Philippines, oh my.
Indonesia's accuracy so far is 94.58, Philippines 95.58.
Interesting. Have some slight variable changes here with Sani Sani being the player instead of BLD Gari, of course. But Sani doing a very good job in terms of combo there. Didots and Arkwin having some drops that are causing the score to shift away from their favor. Indonesia having a very small lead here. Kevin with yet another drop in the section here. Indonesia trying to hold, or excuse me, Philippines trying to hold as well as they can with their consistency, but they're basically trading combo breaks. Arkwin Oliveira is having a lot of trouble keeping that combo sustained. 3 players taking damage on the SVs there. And all of a sudden, that lead has grown to a tremendous amount in favor of Indonesia.
And that's crazy because statistic-wise, as Deadbeat said earlier, the Philippines do have a whole advantage of 1 point of accuracy, but that's not going to be enough, as this one is quite a far lead for Indonesia, making this their fourth point. And it's not looking too good for the Philippines at the moment.
Hey, Deadbeat, do you still have the previous run-through of the Philippines on this song? Do you still have it up?
97.37, 96.03, 95.63.
The 95.63.
What about the 95?
Yeah, who was the 95.63 on that previous play?
I'm not quite sure. I'll quickly get there for you now.
Okay. I'm basically wondering about the deviation of score between having Sani Sani in as opposed to BLD Gari. And of course, Sani Sani having a very strong score in this case, but it's the whole dynamic of the teams that have changed since we have a different set of 3 this time.
Like I said, 95.63 was Arkwin.
So Arkwin actually doing better this time around.
Didots last time got the 97.37. And BLV Gary got the 96.93.
Got it.
The Didots actually improved by about 0.13%.
Very quickly,
Look at them.
Indonesia up 4-0.
Yes, this is Philippines pick. Okay.
I'm waiting for the Philippines to go and make the next pick. I'm wondering if they're going to try to mix things up a bit and try to go for something a little bit different. That is actually not what I was expecting, but that is probably not a bad pick for them either.
I was actually about to read out what they picked last time, and that was, of course, one of them.
Yeah, Dan's Lamerder's Sun, Calm Before the Storm. Very long map, consistency pick. Just features a lot of different things.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of technical patterns, SVs, and a little bit of everything else mixed in between.
I'm wondering if a picture on mobile would have been a good pick.
That was the pick I was expecting as a mix-up pick for the Philippines, actually.
Because I'm looking at what Philippines picked against Thailand, and that's the only thing that Indonesia did not play in their match against the US.
I get a feeling that the Philippines should be mixing up the strategy against Indonesia and trying to absolutely batter them and overwhelm them with extremely high-speed things. Because
Peacemaker, straight off the bat.
Peacebreaker, Perpetuum Mobile, Masma Attack. These are the kinds of picks I'm wondering if they should be picking against Indonesia, because it seems like the Indonesian players are good within, their tempo. They're comfortable within a certain tempo, and they do really well. But once they start getting pushed out of their comfort zone in terms of density, they start to tank really badly.
I wonder if they just should pick Demons then.
Demons comes at a very severe risk. It's all dependent on whether or not they know the map, and if you don't know it, you don't want to pick it.
Well, I mean, this could potentially be their last pick, so...
This is a very good point. If Indonesia wins this, they will be back up against the wall on their pick, and it'd be 5-0. From which we need to see the reverse sweep too. Yeah, they need to do the reverse sweep if that happens.
We'll get Indonesia to 5 points, then we'll have like the repeat of yesterday.
These SVs are so tasteful. I like them a lot. Ooh, all three Philippines players missing on the jacks and the transition into the chords there. All three Indonesian players holding on combo beyond that, kept finding one miss afterward. And some more aggressive chords here with SBs, rather dense, but thankfully the patterns are super simplistic. And here comes the more aggressive chords into and out of bursts here. Neo actually finding themselves having to mash a little bit through that. Sani also having some problems there. We've already lost 2 of the S ranks on the Philippines side, and just like that, on a 5.5-minute song, Indonesia's already amounted a 30,000 point lead, and this does not bode well for the Philippines team. The blasting of chords here, and wow, after Neo struggling with the first set of bursts, Neo actually comes through unscathed. Chords, this one featuring a little bit more in the way of jacks.
Yeah, looking at the accuracy, Indonesia just wants them. 95.15, 93.87, and 93.81, 94.91, 93.12, and 91.07. I mean, that's starting to show quite a lot here as well.
Yeah, and just the Philippines are just absolutely struggling to keep up here now. Indonesia already amassing a massive lead, just about to break the 1.1 million mark, while Indonesia is still trailing behind by about 80,000 points here. Now, granted, they're halfway through the song, and there is some time to come back, but it's going to take a heck of a lot here. And now we're going to see the pattern shift. We're going to start seeing a lot more in the way of jacks and heavy LN usage. But Indonesia not seeming phased at all between Kevin and Fia, just blasting through the section combos, growing almost at 4 figures at this point. And the players finally drop, and those jacks are extremely heavy. Not too surprising that they break. And this section is extremely difficult. Seeing some inverse LNs here, but the SVs bring the map scroll rate slower and slower, and the releases are extremely difficult to time. And as we can see, Arkman having a lot of problems with that release timing because he can see those gaps probably for a little bit too long.
Ooh, Dadot's missing that slow section there almost completely on those long no holds.
Yeah, and just really, this actually just really difficult in a hole. Not really much to done. Oh man, this is not boding well for the Philippines team here. Neo just taking a little bit of a life art dip there, but managing to bring it back up there. Oh, wow, massive dip, but again, not enough. Neo, Dodot, Sani, all taking pretty severe life bar drops, but they will recover without too many issues.
Yeah, but I mean, the damage is already done here. This lead is absolutely ridiculous for Indonesia.
Yeah, astronomical lead there. I mean, all 3 players on the Indonesian team basically fighting for the S rank there, whereas all 3 players in the Philippines team are well below the S threshold now. Well, Arthur Olivares at 94.7 still has a fighting chance, but likely not going to keep it with how intense this match stays. Dodot and Sani, no hope there, and we're talking 200+ thousand points now. No shot. Extremely dense chords here, and rather severe life drop yet again from Neo, but not going to be enough to really cause a fail. And down to the last 5% of the map here, getting some extremely heavy LN usage. And barring a fail on the Indonesian side, this is going to be a 5-0 for them. That will be it.
Yeah, that is not going to be too good for the Philippines, and Indonesia is going to put this into potential match point. And we saw this yesterday. Will we see a repeat today? Will the Philippines be able to come back now and start their long journey of redemption here and possibly make this a tiebreaker match?
Oh my goodness. The song that just got picked.
Oh dear.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Wrong
Looks
team,
like we're going to
but
see
I'll take
demons.
it.
We are going to see Demons as a match point pick by Indonesia. What?
Now, something to point out here, during the Indonesia-USA match that was earlier on in this week, Indonesia failed this, did they not?
Yep.
As a team, they all failed.
Yeah, as a team, they failed entirely. So there you're going with a potential suicide pick for maximum props if they can pull this one off. But all the Philippines has to do is survive at this case. Although Indonesia has had time to practice, will they be able to tackle the set better than they did against the United States? Well, we won't be able to find out till this match gets underway, but this is going to be absolutely crazy.
I'd like to point out this has an average accuracy of 90.13.
That's actually higher than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I imagine that's mostly due to the fact that someone on the US Polyginger got 94.74%.
Wow.
Almost an S. Okay, wow. Do you remember how I was telling you how Philippines had a full accuracy percent on Indonesia?
How big is it this time?
About 0.1, 0.1, sorry? 0.11?
Wow.
94.86 to 94.97.
Oh my.
They closed that gap.
Oh, geez. Arkwin saying sight read incoming. That is almost certainly going to be a fail. Oh,
Yeah, he's in trouble.
this is not something you are going to pass on a sight read. If you have no knowledge, you're done for. Oh, boy.
Well,
that
it's doing
face.
something out goddess right now.
Well, I mean, Arkwin managed to survive in that 1v1 last night. Maybe miracles can happen. Like, for all those rooting for the Philippines, definitely get your root out there in the Twitch chat. Let them know you are hoping for the best, because this one is looking pretty grim. It looks like they're going to have to battle their demons here.
Well played. Well played.
I just want to say that Arkwin, it's okay if Arkwin fails. I mean, as long as he can then revive.
Reviving on this is so incredibly difficult, too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
Or
rely
just,
on
you know-
Halogen there for the revival part. I doubt I'd be able to get anywhere near this one. This one is absolutely scary. I mean, seeing almost the U.S. team as well saw fails on this. And there was no recovery there.
Also worth noting, too, an extremely important fact about this map. This is HP 10.
I was kind of thinking, is the HP 10 map or is it a different one? But yeah.
This is HP 10. So every miss is very literally just your life bar being poisoned to nothing. Because
Just like that, yeah. I did it.
yeah.
Oh, good
Look
lord.
at all the players here. Fia, Keffin, and Neo already taking severe hits. Keffin almost at 50% of dots, hanging on.
Keffin falling lower and lower here. Are we going to see a fail right out of the gate? Keffin's bar so very close to the bottom.
Neo has failed. Neo has
Sunny
failed.
has also
Sunny and the
failed.
dots have failed. And Arkwin, as a sight read, the only player still alive here.
Failing
His
that
life
means
bar
Fia.
Oh, but if he can't outlast, if they don't get a revival and Fia dies, this will go to the Philippines. Really, it just depends on. Oh no! Oh no!
Did it happen?
It happened. Oh, Arkwin could not
Indonesia.
survive.
Arkwin failing the map and the HP 10 getting the best of the Philippines team. And that will do it. Fia being the only survivor of demons. Actually, I'm not even sure if Fia survived themselves, but it was the last one standing, and that will bring it to Indonesia.
Very anticlimactic way to end that one, but it was absolutely crazy. One could say that that is one demon of a map. Yeah.
Wow.
And that is all they wrote for that one. That is going to be a victory for Indonesia. Philippines, unfortunately, they gave it their best and they had a very good run with this Mania World Cup. But we have to tip our hats farewell to them, and a good job. Of course, they definitely gave it their best, trying very hard. But although those matches were close, Indonesia just seemed to be on fire today.
Yeah, it's a little bit deceiving to see a 6-0 here, because even though this was a sweep, this was not by any means a complete blowout.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, there were a few pretty close matches.
All right. It was very close. Now, guys, to let you know, our next match will be starting in roughly about 2 hours. It is going to be the third place match for the Mania World Cup 2017 7-Key Tournament, and that is going to be absolutely hype. I do believe it's going to be Indonesia versus China.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yes, that will be starting in roughly about 2 hours, guys, so definitely make sure to set a reminder. We'll be back to cast that match in just a little bit. I'm super hyped for this one. This ought to be pretty interesting. China, definitely the team to beat here, as they have been playing absolutely like monsters this entire tournament. Hopefully we will get to see this go down in roughly 2 hours. Until then, remember, rhythm is only a click away, and we will see you guys real soon.